I'm joined today by my friend of many years and co-host Pete or Martian.
Yep.
So this is episode 1 or 0 of the podcast. I don't know what we're gonna name it yet, but this is pretty much just us having a conversation, like probably most episodes is gonna be. We're just gonna be talking about a little bit about ourselves and a little bit about what we consider the dream. So,
Are we on the process of a name, or do we already have one?
oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Like, I'm asking because we could change it, but like, if we were to change it, now's the time. Is
Nah.
the first episode.
I mean, I like our name. I honestly forgot about it. I did everything but that.
I like it too. But yeah, so we're keeping it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the In the Clouds Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Not a particular reason for it, but it's just catchy and it was fun, and it's really, really, really hard to come up with a name.
Yeah, ridiculously hard, honestly.
Like, we didn't spend too much on it, but we did. I think we spent like an hour or two trying to figure out any sort of name.
Yeah, I remember we were just chilling here and we were literally like killing ourselves over it, like just trying to figure out something that like is catchy and something that we both liked, and then we came up with In the Clouds, and it's just stuck.
It has like, I don't know, like it's sort of catchy in a way, like, and I don't know, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like it fits the theme of the first episode a lot. The dream. People usually dream of, being in the clouds or, going to reach up to the clouds. So, if you're into that.
Yeah, like, we sort of share a very similar dream, obviously, which is, it's sort of weird because when someone asks, I don't know if I can explain it well enough. Or like, I don't have a correct term for the dream, like oh, like it's I want to be a doctor, or I want to be an astronaut. Like, is it as simple as, oh, I want to be a streamer?
I mean mine I think is a little bit more complicated than that too, because
Exactly, it could be complicated.
Yeah, especially when you get into like, streaming and all that. Okay, well, just to make it clear, our mutual dream, with little differences in between them, but the main focus is becoming a big streamer, and not 40,000, 50,000, just 500 to 1,000 subs, stable income, just super chill fan base, and then
a nice community.
Yeah, pretty much.
The goal.
Yeah. And that goes for a lot of people as well. So I guess technically you could classify it as streamer, right? But me personally, I think my dream would probably be, the streaming, having a good community, just chilling with chat, the boys, whatever. And on top of that, just, maintaining a good relationship with the friends I have now, the family I have now. That's the ultimate goal. Just be happy.
Yeah, I literally, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I saw a clip on Livestream Fails. And the emote dance game, the disgusted one. Well, the actual streamer had he was talking about like how he basically lost all of his social life because of streaming. Like, he was like, I gave up almost everything to stream, and only to stream to make it to the top. And now that I am at the top, it's very lonely, and that's so scary. Like,
yeah, there's always that saying, right, that it's always lonely at the top. Which I think is pretty true in most cases. Like, I look at a lot of the big time streamers, like, just name a few, like Soda Poppin', Asmongold, XUC, what's another big one, like Tfue even streams a lot. Like, all these streamers literally stream for like multiple of hours a day, and they seem to have no social life, which is scary in some ways, but then again, it's like you don't have to really worry about anything with income and like fan base dying or anything like that.
Yeah, like, I guess in a way, it's because you really can't be social with your chat. Like you can, but to an extent, you know. And like, it's weird because a lot of people have this dream of ours. Like we share it, and they only see the good of it, but they never see like the downsides, which is like is you have to put an insane amount of time and insane amount of effort
just to even have a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not guaranteed at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's hundreds of streamers that have like streamed for at least a year and stayed with the 0 to like 5 viewers. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, after a while, it gets discouraging, and it's just really hard to keep yourself motivated. It's a lot of luck.
I think I hate that luck is a factor, but it's just life. I've accepted it at this point.
Yeah.
But like when I was younger, I guess I used to be like sort of down about it in a way where I was like, okay, well, I can't really control anything about luck, so fuck it.
Yeah.
But now it's like you can sort of work, you know, with your luck.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like you can grind extra to get where you want to be. Like you can advertise and you know, tweet it out and you know, there's a bunch of different ways to change to kind of help your luck a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you should, how do I explain this? I agree with you with the luck part, but it's also just like, it's just extremely hard. Even if you do all those things, it's still not even like guaranteed that you'll even make it up there, which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's no easy way to do anything, right? Or I mean, everyone would do it, right? It's like the basketball players, the baseball players, the streamers, you know, all these famous people. It's like they make millions of dollars or, you know, hundreds of thousands, whatever. And everyone's like, oh, you know, it's easy for them. But I mean, if you think about it, those people probably got lucky as well. Like they're just normal people, especially the streamers are like the normal ones.
Yeah, and most of them were streaming with, you know, very low view count for many years before they suddenly blew up.
Yeah. And if they didn't and they just got lucky their first couple of the streams, it's because they probably knew a bigger streamer.
Yeah, like it's because it's weird because if you really think about it, a lot of these streamers got their fame or got to where they're at because they decided, like, basically whenever a new game comes out and you have the chance to start fresh with everyone and you can maybe set yourself apart from everyone else, like you can maybe get an audience, especially if the game has, you know, attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we basically got Ninja. You know, we got introduced to Fortnite and he was one of the best. Yeah, exactly. So people wanted to watch him.
Yeah, I mean, also like it's kind of related to that. Like Asmongold, like such a big streamer, right? You know, plays WoW literally every day, all day. When Classic WoW came out, he was streaming, and like, I mean, obviously you need people to play with. So I mean, at the time you just got random people. Well, one of those randoms like started streaming. His name's Royson, and just because he was playing with Asmongold, I mean, people wanted to watch his point of view too. So I mean, it's just luck, honestly. Sometimes, like, I think it has a lot to do with the games that are currently out. Like, if you're streaming like Kingdom Hearts 1 or something, you know, really old, it'll be hard because I feel like most people that go on Twitch either just go and they click browse, they see the top 10 games, maybe look up their favorite. If it's not there, then too bad. And click on that, find someone random with the most views. It's rare that someone goes searching for a specific game and clicks on you with like the lowest viewer count.
Yeah, mostly like, I guess it's about the type of games you're into. Like I know for myself, for example, like I enjoy Overwatch and I enjoy watching people play Overwatch. So I would go to the Overwatch page quite often and I would check out different streamers, you know, because that was sort of the community that I wanted to be a part of and that I enjoyed. And I'm sure you have that same sentiment with WoW. So it kind of depends on the game too. Like it's tough. to see if it has a community or not.
Yeah, and even like most games, like I feel like there's not very, a lot of the communities aren't very tight niched, I guess you can say. Like as far as the Overwatch players go, I don't feel like none of them really play together. I don't know. I've rarely seen XQC play Overwatch, but I don't know if he plays with like other Overwatch streamers like consistently. You get me?
No, not really. I think he's always like he's played with his friend Moxie, but I think that's about it.
Yeah, and I know like two communities that I know do are pretty into the community stuff. I know it's WoW because that's pretty much all I've been watching as of late. Like Asvin plays with SFan, he talks about other streamers like Stay Safe, Swifty, you know, all these other big time streamers in WoW. And that community all knows each other. And also for Magic the Gathering, if you go to the people streaming arena, they're always trying to help the small streamers, which I like a lot. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's honestly just all about the game that you choose to stream. Some games are harder than others, obviously. Like in my opinion, I think it's extremely hard to stream like a really big game when there's already like the set viewers. Like in Fortnite, there's always like Ninja's live. Well, maybe not on Twitch anymore, right? But there's Ninja, there's Myth, there's Tfue, there's Valkyrie, there's TSM Chica, there's Hamlin's, Daquan, you know, all those big time streamers. And on top of that, there's all the like smaller people with like 1,000 viewers, and then you get into the hundreds of viewers, and then at the very bottom there's the people with less than 10 viewers.
Yeah, like it's definitely hard, especially like if it's a game that you enjoy a lot and it has a huge fan base and you're a streamer. Like the odds of you making something out of it is gonna be really, really tough, because like you said, those top streamers, like, you know, they're cemented.
Yeah,
when people click on Twitch and they're live, you know, people will go to their streams. It's just the way it is, you know. It's so I guess like maybe finding like a middle ground game,
yeah,
where it's not at the top and it's not at the very bottom, you know, that has like a smallish community, you know, that would be open.
I feel like the perfect games for that are always like the indie games, because even Binding of Isaac and I don't know if you've ever played Darkest Dungeon have always a pretty decent amount of viewership. They're always at least like top 15, top 20 on Twitch, which isn't bad for like indie games.
That's impressive. Yeah,
like Binding of Isaac is old, and that still has its diehard community. People
I've
still
always
love
wanted
seeing
to play it.
It's pretty fun. But yeah, I feel like if you're like trying to, in my head, like min-max it, like do everything perfectly that you possibly can to try to make it, I feel like you have to start at the middle ground and getting into it more like on how I guess we could succeed, right? It's making content and bringing that following that we make from either YouTube content or Twitter content, whatever, you know, and bringing them to Twitch. I feel like that's another topic we could talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot of people were first YouTubers, because I mean, YouTube now isn't what it used to be. Now it's very, very different. A lot of the content creators from YouTube are unhappy, and they've been unhappy. But before, when it wasn't as restricted as it was, you know, there was these YouTubers that were sort of cemented in the gaming world, and like they were able to transition to Twitch so easily because, you know, the few people that were true fans or whatever, they followed them to Twitch. And like if they like the format enough and they like the live streaming aspect of it, they'll stick around.
Yeah, for sure. Or even if you just like upload videos and then be like, oh, you know, you could check out my Twitch, there's always going to be those people that like actually go and check it out at least once or twice.
Yeah, like everyone gets curious once in a while.
Yeah,
and it's tough because like I don't know what could possibly attract people. I know for sure one thing that always attracts people is skill. Like if you're above skilled than the rest, you definitely have a following, because people just like to watch flashy plays and you know, the good stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, it's tougher, especially like on me. I've never been a high skill gamer. You know, so you know, what else could I use to attract people? You know.
See, and like there's always that topic, right? Of like, how do you attract people? And yeah, skill is a big part of it. And then people say personality, right? And I feel like that's a lot harder than the skill, because with skill, like even just uploading a clip to YouTube will get you at least 100 to 500 views, if not more. With personality, yeah, if people find your stream and they love your personality, that's good. But it goes again to that topic of them actually finding your stream in the just chatting section, which, as we all know, is filled with a lot of random, you know, things.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, and like personality, it's tough because sort of like there's a lot of streamers that have sort of fixed or morphed their personality to fit their viewers.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'd like to do that. Like, it would feel too fake for me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like in the long run it's gonna hurt you more, but in the short term it's probably gonna be what's best for you. Because yeah, you're fixing your audience for like the people that are watching you now. But what about when that game dies or you run out of content, you try doing something else? You're not gonna really have diehard fans, and if you do, like it's gonna be less than half of what you have right now. Yeah, and like, then if you just stay true to yourself, like from the start to finish, I mean, I don't think you have anything to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I think staying true is the best way to go. Like, even because obviously, like, we're not perfect whatsoever, and we're bound to make mistakes. But you know, I think that's what's the best part about it. You know, just being yourself and fucking up. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's just part of life.
Yeah, like if you don't, like, you'll never learn. Like it's so weird. Like if you think about it, like most of your life lessons were learned like sort of through pain, or pain was like initially in it. You know? Yeah, exactly. Like it's sort of weird, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if you can't learn from your mistakes or from like some bullshit that's gone on through your life, I feel like then what's the point of going through that if you're just gonna like complain and dwell on it? You're never gonna get better, or you're never gonna learn.
Yeah, like it's tough because, you know, it's obviously easier said than done, but eventually there will come a time, like, you know, you just get tired, and like you kind of break free from whatever you were under.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we've both gone through that point, as like in recent times. Like the whole like just tired of beating yourself up, tired of just, you know, dwelling on things that you literally cannot change anymore. They happened and you just have to get over it. I feel like both of us have gone through that this year, and I think it's bettered us in the long term, because I feel like we're more, what's the word, understanding that sometimes we literally just can't control things around us, and you just have to literally just go with the flow. Something's not working and you can't fix it, and too bad. You literally can't dwell on it. You can't try to make something work when it's not there, or like you just can't like dwell on something forever.
Like the immediate like lesson that I've learned this year is you kind of just have to take your L's. Like you have no choice but to take them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm talking about like any type of loss that you may have gone through. Like, it's gonna hurt, you know, especially if you cared about it. But you just have to take it. You have to take it and move on with your day and with your life.
Yeah.
Like it's like I've taken so many L's at this year and at this point in my life, and it's like it's 50-50 where I'm like, all right, you know, I won't take it to heart, you know, I'll just move on to the next day. But at the same time, when you take so many L's, it's so like discouraging, you know, like it kind of fucks up on your faith a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, I can agree with that for sure, because I remember when I was going through my period of time where, I was going through a lot of bullshit. It was really hard to try to start something new or just to experience something new because I was so afraid, like, oh, this is going to be another, like, it's going to be another fuck up. It's going to be another letdown. It's once you're in that mentality, it's really hard to get out of. And I feel like after a while, you just get tired of being in that state, I feel like.
Yeah. It's tough because, like, I've been in that position where, like, you are tired, but, like, you feel so hopeless at the same time. Like I was in a position where, I was sort of depressed with my life, and, like, I wanted to change, and I knew what I had to do to change, but I don't know why I couldn't, like, get up and do it.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like, it was so involuntary of me. Like, I wanted to, and I really did, but I literally couldn't. And, like, I think that's a simple way of putting it, but it's an extremely hard topic to teach someone who's not, like, aware.
Yeah. Explaining that to someone is very hard when they don't understand. They're just gonna tell you, oh, just get over it or just do this. But sometimes it's honestly not that easy. But over time, it literally becomes that easy, though, which is the funny part.
As cliche as it is, like, time is always the answer. Like, it's just,
yeah, I mean, literally,
you can't stop it. Like, you can't stop time at all.
No, yeah, time literally just keeps going. As with, like, the last 2 months, me and P have been just like, holy shit, where did the time go? Like I feel like October just started. We're literally gonna be on the 20th tomorrow.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
So yeah, like, once you're aware that literally time doesn't stop and it goes as fast as it does, that's when you know that you start taking those L's lightly. Like,
yeah,
whatever type of loss it is, just take it and roll with it, because it's just not worth to do anything else about it. Like, especially if it's out of your control.
Yeah, I agree.
Which most of the reason it is, but it's like, it's just tough.
Yeah, I can. Sorry, I thought something was here. I thought someone opened my door. But yeah, like, I think you just have to take your L's sometimes and just move past them, learn from them, try to be better as a person or whatever.
Yeah, and, like, us personally, we had a rough start to 2019, but luckily we've sort of, we got on the right track to better our lives,
Yeah.
And so far it's been helping, and it feels good to do something productive and to feel good about yourself. Like, at the end of the day, you need those small wins too. Like, any type of win, and I'm talking, like, I don't know, maybe, either you went to the gym, you feel accomplished, that's a win. You woke up today, that's a win.
Are you in it? Like, I remember we play Pokemon Go lately for some reason. We just got into it because one of our friends did. Anyways, we had gone, I think, last week, and I don't even remember what you caught, and you're like, this is a win. It can literally be something as small as that. You just really have to appreciate the little things in life.
Yeah, and it's tough because sometimes you're clouded and you can't really see outside of your dark cloud that you're surrounded.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you take a moment and you realize what you have and what other people don't have, or, like, sometimes you may not think you're blessed, but you really are. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's always cliche, right? But I mean, I think we're both blessed to have both our parents still. Like, yeah, that's exactly. A super important one that I think gets overlooked a lot. Even just spending time with your family or with your friends, you should honestly cherish those times, because, I mean, as you know, a group of friends can literally get separated within an instant.
Yeah, exactly. Which, like, it's and it's another thing, like, you can't stop it. Like,
yeah, you literally can't. And if you try to fight it, you're just gonna make things worse.
Yeah, like you really can't. You just have to accept it. Like things will never ever stay the same. Like in your life is like it's constantly evolving, it's constantly changing one way or the other. And you just have to be ready for that and accepting of that. Because if you're not, you're just gonna make it harder on yourself.
Yeah. It's definitely crazy, man. Like just the way life works and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. It's just like it's weird because, you know, at my age, like usually when I talk to someone older about it, like a sibling or whatever, they're like, "Oh, that's good. Like that you're discovering that at your age because, like, at least you know now that that's how it is. You know, because life is a bitch. You know,
Yeah.
it just is. But like you know, you can make it good. There's ways. There's always ways.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like I mean, I don't want to say we're young, but we're not old. We're like,
yeah.
No, I think I consider us pretty young. We're still.
No, we are young. We're definitely young.
Yeah. We're literally in our 20s, early 20s.
Early 20s, yeah. So we still have a lot of life left to experience, and I'm sure, you know, who knows, maybe our views and our mindsets will change 10 years from now, which, you know, probably will.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm hoping, you know, this present me is hoping that it's only like good for the future, you know? Like I don't, you know, I can only hope for the best.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I feel like that's with most things. You honestly just gotta hope for the best, and if it doesn't happen, then you either try again or just move past it.
Yeah, and like, it's so weird because whenever I watch a video or a podcast or whatever, and I hear them say these types of things like how we're saying, but like we know and we understand what it's like to be like at rock bottom. Like we're saying this, we're not completely on the other side. We're not completely where we want to be. We still have a lot of work to do, but we are like serious about that it does get better. Like it sort of has to, you know?
Yeah, I think the like there's that saying the world works itself out. Like I think it honestly does. Like I mean, I was literally at rock bottom. Like I was at the lowest that I've ever been throughout my life this year, at the start of the year, and I feel like I'm pretty good now. Like, I got a pretty good relationship. I'm going to the gym. I'm being a bit healthier than I was, and I mean, yeah, I mean, that may not sound like a lot, but it honestly is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's those types of things that you need in your daily life to make it better. I think when you revolve your life, and as selfish as it sounds, you need to revolve it around yourself.
Yeah.
You have to do what's best for your body, for your mind, for your soul. Like you just have to look out for yourself. And when you do, you're able to have relationships and friendships and everything else like in a better mindset, you know?
Yeah. Because I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, no one's really gonna care about you the way you should care about yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. That is a cold hard lesson that you need to that everyone needs to imprint in their brain. Like people will only do so much for you.
Yeah.
But they will never do enough to the point where like it's not beneficial for them.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. And as hard as it may be, like sometimes even in relationships, like even if you're trying your best and like they say it's not good enough, but you think it's your best and you think you're giving everything you can, then they should learn to either appreciate that or just like move on, man. Like you can only do so much also. And I feel like once you get into that toxicity, like not even just in relationships, right, but friendships where they're always putting you down, they're always saying you're not good enough, saying whatever. I feel like at a certain point, like you said, you have to look out for yourself, man.
Yeah, because especially if it's affecting you, like if it's affecting you in any sort of way, there is no room for people that are toxic to your life. Like, and I'm talking about family, friendships, relationships, it doesn't matter. Like, to me, if a person doesn't really like benefit me all that much and affects me in a negative way, I have to cut them out of my life, only because it's for the best.
Yeah.
You know, like, you just have to do that sometimes.
Yeah, and there's literally literally billions of other people in this world that are probably way better than that person that you're getting rid of.
Yeah, like, in the moment, you may not think so, because, you know, whether you're in love or whether you just don't see yourself with someone else because you think you're not good enough, like, whatever reason, there is something better out there for you. There has to be, you know?
Yeah.
And it's sort of hypocritical of me to say that at this moment in time, only because I've gone through like a rough breakup this year, and it made me a little bit sour towards relationships and love. But despite that, I still think that there has to be someone out there for me, you know?
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, and I feel like it's kind of off topic, but not really. I feel like you have to stay true to yourself, honestly, because I went through my breakup and I'm like, fuck this, fuck that, I'm not going through this bullshit again. You know, I'm like, I hated love, you know, I went through the whole phase, you know, fuck love doesn't exist.
Yeah,
you know, I went through the whole thing, right? And when I like got over it and, you know, I started being better, I guess you could say, I told myself, I'm like, I'm just gonna be myself. Like, with the next girl, with any person I meet, I'm just gonna be me. They don't like it, it's a bit vulgar, but right, go fuck yourself, right? Like, that's my mentality as of late, and I think it's really helped me, because I was myself with my current girlfriend. Like, we started talking. Well, we had been talking, right, for, you know, I've known her for X amount of years, and we started talking. I told her, I'm like, you know about my breakup, I'm not gonna go through bullshit again. If you don't like who I am, tell me now. And it's like with friends also, like, that I meet, it's just like, why try to be someone you're not and live life like through a fake personality and then come home and be yourself with your real friends? Why not just be the real you all day, every day? And that's me. It's helped a lot, honestly. I mean, it's like, there's that saying of don't give a fuck what people say, and it honestly just works, man. Because it just does, honestly. I don't know how to explain it other than that.
I completely agree. Like, it's just I've always sort of wanted like a significant other where I can be like completely myself. You know, I'm talking like I can come off as sort of a dick, but
yeah,
that's always been my personality. Like,
yeah, kind of same.
That's sort of how I show my love to my friends, to my loved ones. You know, that's just who I am. And I would like somebody to either replicate that same sort of stuff, or like to accept that stuff and not, you know, make me change it. Like, I think if you find someone where you can truly be comfortable with, like, your personality, your actual true self, like, that's who you stay with. Not with someone who would make you change something about yourself, because it's, you know, I don't think changing for someone is worth it anymore, you know, because I know that probably it's all perspective.
Yeah.
If you go to the next girl, she'll appreciate what the other didn't, you know, like, and like, it's truly like, try to find yourself, try to find the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
A version that you feel comfortable with in public, in silence, you know, anywhere, and, you know, anything, something that you're happy with yourself. And then, you know, then you try and find someone who can hopefully, you know, love you for who you are.
Yeah. Also, just this isn't a motivational podcast, we swear. It's just really just going with the flow.
Yeah, it's not a motivational thing, but it's because
sometimes, honestly, people need to hear it, or someone in the future from now, maybe finding our podcast in 3 years from now, hears this and it helps. So, you know.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, well, for me,
I mean, it's part of the dream.
I get to like vent, you know, and like if I could have known all this stuff growing up, you know, I would have appreciated it. Because, you know, even though when you're younger and someone, you know, tells you advice, you kind of take it with a grain of salt. You don't really listen.
Yeah.
But for anyone that's going through it, you know, at the time, and if they come across this or whatever and it helps, that's the goal. You know, that's what this is about.
Yeah, and
for me at least.
Yeah, and I mean also, I mean the way I'm viewing it right now, this all goes back to the dream. The dream is more than just becoming a successful streamer or content creator. It goes to just being happy in life as well, and all this has to do with that being yourself. You know, being with someone that you can be yourself with. You know, loving life. I feel like that's all part of the dream as well. There's so much that goes into the dream. You know, being healthy, eating good, you know, being happy with yourself is all a dream.
Yeah, the dream is a whole lifestyle, you know, that we're aiming towards, that we wanted, where we want to be at. And I think, you know, for some reason, I don't know, but I think we can do something. You know, I think, you know, I don't know if we'll be, you know, 20K, 30K Andes, right? But I think we can get a community going.
Man, you using Twitch chat in the podcast? God damn.
Bro, we're literally live on Twitch right now.
Not yet. I mean, I'd like to think the same, right? I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, obviously. It's just hard. But, I mean, there's always a hopeful side of me that I feel like we can. 20K, 30K would be, dude, I think I'd cry.
I like, you know, I don't know if I'd like that. I don't know if me myself I could handle that many people viewing me, you know.
I mean, in the time I'd probably get nervous, but then I think I'd just tell myself, look, these people are literally here for you.
Yeah,
they're not like, they're literally here to see you, so don't even trip, pretty much. Like, don't even worry. These people, these 30,000 people literally are here to see you. 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, 1,000, even 100 people are literally coming to see you. There's no reason to worry. I think that's what I tell myself.
Yeah, and it makes sense because, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to click on the link.
They came for a reason.
Yeah.
You know? They liked your personality. They liked who you were or who you are, and you just have to keep doing that. And if whenever you see like an incline in viewership or in anything, you kind of have to reciprocate the process that you did that worked, you know, until like it lasts, until it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's really just a grind, but I agree with that. We can do something. I feel like we honestly can.
Some way, somehow, you know, like that it's gonna be hard. It has to be, you know, it just has to. But I think I'm prepared, you know, to do it, to go through the grind. You know, I think we have what it takes.
I mean, yeah, I would assume, I would hope so. Shit.
And that's not me being cocky whatsoever. It's literally just me trying to be as hopeful as I can, and this is coming from a former hardcore pessimist up the ass, you know. But like I said, I'm trying to change aspects of my life. So, you know, I don't know whether to believe that whole, you know, if you have good vibes, you will attract good vibes, you know, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can believe it, but I definitely do try to implement it, like, in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, good vibes are always good to have. And I mean, I like to believe that good people attract good people. And then, I mean, like you said, good vibes attract good vibes, so I hope we attract some good vibes in the near future, far future, whatever.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It just, it's sort of like the dream would be nice, but doing this, like actually recording like the podcast and like doing the live streaming stuff, like somehow it feels like fulfilling to know that you started, to know that you're doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like it gives you a little bit like of, I don't know, it's just, you feel a little bit accomplished. even if you get 0 views, you just know that you did it. You put yourself out there, and even if it doesn't work, you feel good that you at least did it, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. I mean, if you, like the fact that we're starting this and we're literally doing it right now, right? It's always good to feel that you're working towards something, and once you get there, you're gonna remember this conversation that we're having right now.
Yeah, like it's just we have to have something to work towards. Like as humans, for some weird reason, we need stuff and that motivates us, that pushes us, you know, to go the extra mile, basically.
Yeah, man, honestly, I feel like we just need to work. We just literally need to work towards it.
Yeah, and hopefully we can keep at it, you know, and hopefully it goes somewhere. But if it doesn't, it's fun, even just recording this, and who knows, saving it, and 10 years down the line, you know, maybe listening to it back, you know, even if it's just a memoir.
Yeah,
it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of my favorite parts about it, which was like what I was telling you about Steve-O, how like he recorded all of his stuff, and now 10 years later he gets to reflect on it and watch it back.
Yeah.
Like I love that. That's great. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and I mean it's pretty much what we're doing right now. We're live. This video will probably be up for forever. Gonna go on YouTube eventually, and yeah. It's always gonna be a memory.
It'd be nice. Yeah, exactly.
Also, going back to the dream, it's kind of funny. Just super side story. If I ever do make it, even if it's just, you know, small time streamer, I guess you can say, with like 100 to 1,000 viewers, I'm gonna go back to those. Do you remember those YouTube videos that I made?
Oh yeah.
Of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm gonna go back.
Yeah.
And I mean, ever since then, I've always wanted to do something with content, you know, doing something I like with gaming or card games.
Yeah.
Just knowing that you literally started from somewhere.
I don't know, like, I guess the dream, like I don't know why, but the number one person that pops in my mind is I don't know if you've ever seen FaZe Jev.
No.
Like well, he basically like he started from the bottom, like literally, and he got one of his clips went viral of him raging, and slowly and steadily he started getting a huge community, and like he's always like super appreciative of his community. Like he tells them that was literally his dream and that they made it come true for him. And like ever since I've seen that, like he's always motivated me, like wow, like if he can do it, like, you know, someone like me, an ordinary person, can maybe do it too, you know. I have to at least try.
Yeah, I mean, trying's a big part of it. Like, if you don't try, I mean, you're never gonna succeed, even if it's just a little. Even getting 10 views on, you know, this podcast video would be a success in my book.
Honestly, yeah, even 5, fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the dream, I mean, obviously in this day and age, this dream, obviously, I said before, we share it with a lot of people. A lot of people are gamers. A lot of people want to game for a living. Like, why would you not want to play video games for, you know, hundreds or thousands of people?
Yeah.
Like that's fun. You know, it's great. But I mean, I think we're doing it for the right reasons, and I think our head is at the right place.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we're not really doing it for the money. Obviously, the money is nice, you know, not having to worry about stuff, or even just like having just backup money, right, is nice. So yeah, I feel like our reasons are pretty pure. We honestly just want a community, even if we don't make that much money. Just being able to, you know, go to work, do our things throughout the day, come home, stream for maybe an hour, 2 hours, and just chill with literally the community.
Like, that'd be honest. That's a cozy, comfortable life, you know, which is like, you know, what I'm seeking in a way. You know, I'm not asking for much. I think it's chill to have a community to just, you know, kick it back with. I think that's what I've always wanted. Because like, sort of, I've always been like a loner.
Yeah.
And like when I see these, when I'm a part of these communities and I watch streamers, like they actually do help. Like you get your mind off of things that is going on, like, and you feel like you're a part of the community. Like it's weird, and like it would be great to have that, you know.
Yeah. I've always liked to think that I can help people, and if I can help people even just like by literally just playing the game or just watching something or being myself, I feel like that's that's a dream accomplished.
Honestly, yeah. Like I think we're both like very helpful people only because of the shit that we've been through.
Yeah.
Like we know what it's like, you know, to get heartbroken, whether, you know, that be by a relationship, friendship, whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. It's just weird because honestly, like helping people would be so nice. Like,
yeah.
I don't know why. I've always wanted to, but I've never known how. And I know that if I like can get a platform that I can somehow, and I'm not saying I'm gonna be a therapist on Twitch or whatever, but I'm saying like
just being yourself sometimes honestly helps.
Like it'd be fun to help people.
Yeah, even like if someone's just chatting and they're asking you questions or they're like typing poggers in chat, you know, whatever. Yeah. And sometimes that's what someone needs to feel better about themselves, just being a part of something.
Exactly. Like they're so into your stream that, you know, they're chatting, like just to have their attention like that.
Yeah.
And obviously everybody goes through shit. Everybody has their problems, you know. So whenever you're able to provide, I guess, that sorts of entertainment, like it must feel good. Right now we don't know what it feels like, or I don't. But like, if it's anything like, you know, when you're in a group of friends and you make a good joke and they laugh, like that kind of like, you feel good about yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So like imagine that, but in streaming and with a community, like it must feel pretty good.
For sure, it
has to. For both sides, you know, it's like a give and take.
It honestly has to, man. I feel like I feel like helping people or just, you know, anything like that always has to feel good.
Yeah, like, and part of the reason, like, I think these streamers can go on streaming for so long, hours at a day, is because of their community. Like, because you're just interacting with them, and it's fun.
Yeah, whether it be like a toxic community or, you know, semi-toxic like XQCs or Asmin Golds, or like a tight niche community, like more like S fans, or, you know, just something like that. As long as you have the community, it's what drives you, it's what motivates you.
Yeah, like it has to. Like there's people there for you, and like it's crazy because like each account like has a whole backstory, different opinions, you know, different trauma, whatever, and it's like if you have them like in your community, like you get to like experience you know, other people's point of views, and it's, you know, it becomes like a learning thing, and it's fun, you know, if it's, you know, if it's good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there is some bad people in chat, obviously.
Yeah, like some people just, you know, I don't know, they're toxic.
Yeah, literally just actually toxic. But I mean, I'd like to say most people are pretty decent.
Yeah, and like it's weird because we were talking about it like maybe last week, where we don't want to be picky with like the sort of community that we would want, but ourselves being the way that we are and knowing who we are, I don't think we'd prefer like a kid friendly environment, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, it's not that we don't want kids to watch us, right? But it's just like, I wouldn't want to make content just for kids. You get me?
Yeah, I think once you open up, you know, your community to kids, you're kind of locked.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep it PG-13 and like, you get age restricted basically, and that's up to you. That's up to the streamer. But I wouldn't want to be myself, which I can sometimes be vulgar or rude or toxic and have kids watching me do that. I'd rather, I don't know, people around my age group that can that know that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. We like you said, we talked about this, and it was, I think we both agreed that we'd want not a mature, like not 20, 30, right, but even like some teens are pretty vulgar themselves. I know we were. So
yeah, definitely.
So I mean, just people around that age group would be nice. I mean, if they're younger, I mean you can't help it, right? But we just wouldn't want an all kids base.
Yeah, like either way, it's sort of weird because either you're a ninja and you're a kid-friendly streamer, or like, would you consider like Logan, like the Pauls, to be kid streamers?
Yeah, I think so.
Because their community,
I don't watch their content.
Are kids, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But what kind of content do they produce? Like, isn't it like, I don't understand. Like, I forgot what type of videos they post.
I mean, the last time I checked, but this was like a year or two ago, right? It was like just vlogs of them just going around doing random stuff, and that's literally it.
Yeah, like, I wonder how they attract that audience, like how...
Weren't they on Nickelodeon before?
Oh, yeah, that's true. So, one of them.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or Disney, or something like that.
I forgot about that.
I think it was Disney, actually, but... Yeah. And that's probably why.
How long have we been going?
52.
How long do you want to make it?
We could probably start wrapping up if you want.
We could. I think an hour intro is fine, don't you?
Yeah.
I think we did good.
Well, thank you for those that stayed and listened. Actually, we had 3 viewers, so thank you guys.
Thank you
for the people watching on YouTube. We are going to be streaming this on Twitch. There's no set date.
Yeah, we don't have a schedule, but we'll try to announce it on Twitters.
Yeah. It's right here on the video. On the bottom left, bottom right, our Twitches and our Twitters.
Nice.
So yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'm Jason
Thanks.
Bear. He's Pete. Peace, guys. Thank you so much for watching.